Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, April 24th, 2020, and I hope you have had a great week so far. So let's kick off our morning greeting by looking at our math talk, as always. So yesterday, I introduced this sheet to you, which involved finding as many equations for three different numbers. Now, since there are infinity number of possible answers for this, I did not go ahead and record all of them. Instead, what I would like is if you filled out the units, maybe the tens, even the hundreds, I'd love to see which equations you came up with. So to do so, you can have a parent take a picture of it and email it to me. You could scan the document. There's many options. All right. I hope you enjoyed that one. I will be asking the small groups in the presentations this morning what you thought of that particular math talk to see if it was something people liked or if it wasn't. All right, so for Friday, we're always going to have Fact Fun Friday. And Fact Fun Friday is going to look like this. The instructions up at the top say, use the numbers to create related facts. So, for example, in the units column, if I had the numbers 2, 3, and 5, 2, 3, and 5, what is a fact that can use the numbers 2, 3, and 5? I know one. 2 plus 3 equals 5, doesn't it? 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 plus 3 is 5. What's a subtraction fact that could now use the numbers 2, 3, and 5? Well, let's see. If I start with 2, if I start with 2 and I take 3 away, am I left with 5? No. Let's see if I start with 3. If I start with 3 and I take 2 away, that leaves me with 1, so that doesn't work. 3 minus 5, that's not 2. 5. What if I start with 5 and I take 2 away? 5 minus 2 is 3. That's a fact. And so that is how I will record my Fact Fun Friday. And you'll notice that in the units, the numbers are 4, 5, and 9. The tens, we have 7, 6, and 13. And then in the hundreds, we have 4, 3, and 12. And the operations change to multiplication and division. All right, so do your best and challenge yourself with that. And again, share that work with me. I'd love to see it. All right, now for this morning's daily language, I have some reflection questions because that's what we usually do in our class on Friday as we reflect and think about our week. So, this week, something I did to challenge myself this week was blank. I want you to think about something you did this week to challenge yourself and go ahead and record it. And record the whole sentence because we want to get in the habit of recording complete sentences with a subject and a predicate, capital letter at the beginning, punctuation mark at the end. So go ahead and record that in your notebook. Another one, a strategy I use when things are hard is blank. I'm sure things get hard at home just like they do in the classroom. And I am curious, what is a strategy that works for you at home when the going gets tough? Because crumpling up the paper, throwing it away, that certainly is a strategy, but it's not a productive or a helpful one. So, a strategy I use when things get tough, sometimes I walk away and go and take some deep breaths. Maybe I do that outside, get a drink of water, come back to it when I am no longer frustrated or upset. I'd love to hear your strategies. And finally, the third reflection and thinking about the week, I really want to try blank soon. What is something connected to our distance learning that you really want to try soon. So go ahead and think about those 3 guided reflections, and record them in your notebook. And again, if you feel like sharing them with me, please do, because I'd love to see what you're thinking about and how your week is going. All right? All right, let's wrap up with our last Who Am I for the week. So yesterday, the clue was, I am a bird, but my toes are not arranged like those of any other birds. 2 of my toes go forward and 2 go backward. I am happy that my toes are this way because it helps me to cling easily to tree trunks, which go straight up. My strong pointed beak helps me dig out insects from tree trunks. Maybe you have heard me in your backyard. Do you know me? If you guessed a woodpecker, you are correct. Woodpeckers have special toes. If I get close enough, maybe you can see them along the tree trunk here. 2 that go forward and 2 that go backward, so that they can really grip on well to trees while they are digging for insects. I remember we were at Prairie Winds last fall with Farmer Charlotte's husband, and he was showing us some evidence of where woodpeckers had been. If you remember, we were looking at tree trunks, and there were small little holes in them where woodpeckers had been digging for grub, larvae, and perhaps full-grown insects. So woodpeckers, I hear them at work pretty constantly in my backyard. I kind of enjoy the sound. Sometimes I think that maybe someone's doing some work or construction, but then when I realize, oh no one's doing construction. No human is, at least. All right, today's Who Am I? I am very colorful. I'm also one of the most popular bird pets. My bill is thick and hooked. I live longer than most birds, sometimes as long as 60 years. My voice is loud and harsh. By patient training, I can be taught to talk. Who am I? Tune in Monday for the answer to that question. Have a great Friday, everyone.